One, two, three.
Hi.
Tide range. At the moment, the water level is rising. We're very close to high water now, so quite soon the tide will turn, and then we get about 7 hours of what is called an ebb tide, where the water level drops, the tide goes back out to sea, and we head back to low water. You get roughly 2 tides a day. The tide extends all the way to a town to the west of London called Teddington, which means tide ending town. Teddington. Just on your left-hand side, the white ship is the HQS Wellington. Now, at the back of the boat, the stern, you can just see the top of an archway. You see it clearer as we go past the boat on your left. The archway on the wall there is called Temple Arch, and it's a boundary marker between the city of Westminster, we're leaving, and the city of London, we're entering. So there you go, if you have a look to your left, Temple Arch on the wall. Now, the City of London, not a lot of people are aware of this. The City of London stretches from here to Tower Bridge, 1 square mile in size, and has a population of 10,000. It is one of the smallest cities in the UK, the City of London. When you're thinking of London, what you're actually thinking of is Greater London, which comprises of 32 boroughs, and the city itself with a population of around 10 million. So there's a big difference between Greater London and the city. We're in the city now, the square mile. Right, there are 2 bridges in front, okay? These are called the Blackfriars bridges. I'll explain a bit more about the bridges themselves when we get a little bit closer. Firstly though, we always navigate on the starboard side of a channel, that's the right-hand side. So we are supposed to go under the archway to our right there, but because of the state of the tide right now, we will not fit under that archway. They're also doing some renovations to the archway, so the height of the arch has reduced as well. So that's the one we're supposed to go under to the right, but we would not fit. So we're going to go under the centre arch at the moment. That's just to give you a bit of an idea of how we have to constantly monitor the state of the tide when we work on the River Thames, and we're constantly monitoring the traffic in this particular area as well. As I said though, they are doing some works on this bridge. I think they're painting the archway to our right. Now there's a very old tradition that when they are doing workings on a bridge, they hang a bale of hay off the archway. It's a very old tradition that they still do today. And if you look in the middle of the archway to your right, you'll see a little hay bale hanging off the archway there, just to your right. Now the bridges themselves, if you look at the pillars on this bridge, they were designed to look like church pulpits. The reason for that is that there used to be a 13th century Dominican monastery on the north bank. Between the two bridges, you'll see some red columns. These are the foundations for the original railway bridge. We're about to go under today's railway bridge. This is actually a train station, so Blackfriars Station is right above you. Now the station on this bridge was designed and constructed to accommodate more people coming to London for the Olympics in 2012. The only problem is they completed construction in 2013, so they completely missed the Olympics, which is a terrible job. But there you go, so Blackfriars Bridges. Blackfriars Pier is on your left-hand side. Also on the left-hand side, in the city, we can see the dome to St Paul's Cathedral. Now, when we go past these buildings here, you get a better view. So, St Paul's Cathedral on your left. Now, the building that stands there today opened to the public in 1711, having been reconstructed after the Great Fire of London in 1666. Now, the Great Fire of London, it destroyed around 80% of the city on your left-hand side. So the old medieval and Tudor city was destroyed overnight. And one of the main buildings that they wanted to rebuild was St Paul's Cathedral, designed by Sir Christopher Wren. Now, when we go under the Millennium Footbridge here, look to your left, because they built this bridge in line with the dome. And any Harry Potter fans on board will recognise this bridge. Yeah, it's using the Harry Potter movie. Well, if you look to your left as well, you'll see City of London School. That's Hogwarts, because it's where Daniel Radcliffe went to school. There, have a look to your left as we go underneath. I am going to change it from Harry Potter to Shakespeare now, though. It's a little bit different, isn't it? On your right-hand side is a white building with a thatched roof, just behind those couple of trees there, right-hand side. William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. It is a replica. The original theatre burned down in 1613. So if you went to see a performance there during Shakespeare's time, it would cost you 1 penny. And what they used to do was collect the money in a box and count it in the box office, which is where we get the same box office from today. Now, just to let you know, that smell you can smell is from these yellow containers on your right hand side. That is London's waste. Yeah, that's how we get rid of a lot of our waste. They take it downriver to a place called Essex. If you know anything about Essex, you'll know why we send it there. It's a valuable job that these guys do, but it does smell a bit, doesn't it? Hopefully we'll get past in a minute. We come out the other side of the bridge. Have a look to your left. There's two buildings on your left with a gap between them. That gap, well, there's a reason that it's still there, and that is because it's where the old London Bridge crossed the river. In that gap, there's a church. It's called St Magnus the Martyr. And if you go in there, they have a scale replica model of the old London Bridge, the medieval bridge, and it's got some wooden foundations from the Roman bridge as well. It's worth going in. On your right side is the UK's tallest building, or tallest skyscraper, the Shard, on your right. Now inside it's got a 5-star hotel, bars, restaurants, offices, apartments. Very close to the Shard on your right though is Borough Market. I know a lot of our passengers like to visit when they come to London, so very close to the Shard on your right. The tall buildings on your left, that's the financial district of the city. And some of the buildings over there include the Gherkin, the Scalpel, the Cheese Grater, the Can of Ham and the Walkie-Talkie. We like to give our buildings nicknames in London, but you've got to work out which one's which. So we're going to start getting some nice views of Tower Bridge shortly. Reminder, guys, I see everyone starting to stand up again. As I said, it's a seating only deck on the top deck. I see a lot of people standing in the walkways as well. Please return to your seats, and if you're next to someone standing up, please just give them a nudge and tell them it's a seating only deck on the top deck. We are going to get you close to the bridge so you can get some fantastic views. Well, before we get there, on your right hand side, a couple of warships, of course. You've got this Canadian vessel on the right hand side. It's tied up next to HMS Belfast, which was built in the same shipyard as the Titanic. So Tower Bridge, guys, as I said, we're going to get a bit closer and we're turning the boat in a minute, and now we're very likely to rock about when we turn the boat, which is one of the many reasons we ask you to remain seated on the top deck. If you're part of a group, please just pass that message on as well. I see a lot of people wearing headphones, so please pass that message on. Now the bridge in front of you is unique. It is a twin steel suspension and bascule bridge. Bascule is a French word which means counterbalance, and it's the centre part of the bridge there. It rises in the middle, which allows taller ships like the Canadian ship and that tall ship we just passed into the city. Now there's only one day of the year the bridge definitely will not open, and that is the day of the London Marathon. Now, this year, during the marathon, we had 60,000 people run across this bridge, which apparently was a world record. Personally, I don't know about you, but I think they should leave a gap, actually. A little bit of a long jump for the runners. I think that'll make things interesting. The towers on the bridge, completed in 1894. They built them in the Gothic style, under the orders of Queen Victoria, and that was so the bridge could be in keeping with the much older Tower of London, which I'll tell you about in a second. As I said, it's a counterbalance system, which allows the centre of the bridge to raise. So as I was saying, there's another way to see the bridge actually. The walkways at the top, you can go up there. It's a really good experience, but be warned, it's got a glass floor. So you are looking straight down onto the road and the river below you if you do that. But I personally think this is the best way to see Tower Bridge from the river. So here's the wheel down our starboard side now, just passing through. We're able to listen, we're always in communication with all these boats, so we're able to hear, and that's why we sort of got down here to try and get you guys a view of the bridge lift. So that's why we kind of pushed on, just so you can get this photo opportunity. And the tug is right behind us as well now, which is towing those waste containers. You might get that smell again as it comes past. But these tugs are reporting vessels, so they're less manoeuvrable than us, so they kind of get priority through a lot of the bridges. So there we go, the Will is transiting through the bridge. It's left the City of London. There are no more bridges until you get all the way out into the estuary. Dartford is the only other bridge on the River Thames until you hit the sea. Okay folks, now very shortly we are going to make our way into our berth. It's just become available, so we are going to sort of make our way in very shortly. Please stay in your seats guys as we make our way alongside Tower Pier. Now before you disembark the vessel, do check that you've got all of your belongings with you. Please don't leave anything on the boat because it will ruin your day if you do. That does mean if you have brought children, we'd like you to take them as well. We don't want them. Now you'll be absolutely amazed what people leave on these boats. It is extraordinary. So do check you got all your stuff. Now just one final thing, we've had some great views on the way down. The bridge is now closing of course. Just one final thing, just from me, just about the commentary this afternoon. As I said at the start of the trip, myself and the captain, who's been brilliantly driving the boat behind us here, we're not tour guides on here. We are your crew. We're here for your safety on board and the local knowledge on the river. So we're not tour guides. We do the commentaries voluntarily. We are trying to improve the experience on board. We do get nice feedback. I hope you've enjoyed it today. It's been lovely speaking to you. We don't charge a thing for the commentary on board this boat. We get passengers from all over the world, as you can see, not necessarily speaking English. We do not charge a thing for the commentary. What we have instead, a bit of a tradition on the river. If you've enjoyed it, when you're disembarking, we're down there letting you off the boat safely. With us, we've got our silver champagne tip bucket with 0 champagne.